All right, welcome ladies and gentlemen. It's time for Titan and Penta, the semi-final here at ASUS ROG. It's the second day somewhere, and we didn't get that much sleep, but I somehow feel wide awake anyway, because I got a sneaky feeling this is going to be a pretty good game.
Oh, dude, definitely. We're finally into the playoff bracket. I mean, the groups yesterday were exciting, but this is the meat of it all, man. It's on the bone, it's thick, it's juicy, it's going to be good. And this is already the first best of three of the day between these two teams. And I'm thinking this is probably going to be the most entertaining one, just because they seem to be very even right now, Penta and Titan. I think Penta surprised a lot of us yesterday with their level of performance and preparation coming into this tournament. And Titan, they had some edges, but they looked shaky. I mean, they just mentioned it right there. If Kenny doesn't drop a 30 bomb last night on Cash to save their bacon, they aren't sitting here today. No. It's the Finns.
Yeah.
So Titan, I'm not convinced. I think Penta are going to be feeling pretty happy right now with the situation.
And we did sort of notice coming into to the venue this morning that actually Penta were here a good half an hour at least before Titan were. That also says something about the how much Penta want to win this. This isn't just like something for them. It's really deadly serious, and maybe Titan should be taking it. I mean,
I think Existence. I think they might have missed a couple hours sleep last night, just thinking of things and going over the demos and just trying to get as prepared as possible. But there's only so much you can do when your team isn't necessarily hitting the shots, but your point man is coming through. So if Kenny isn't on point today, especially with these maps, because I think these maps actually favor Penta quite a bit as well. It's going to be real touch and go for them.
Yeah, Titan probably could have had better maps in the pool if they got like their pick only, if there were no bans involved. But I don't know. I mean, the thing is, even if Kenny plays like a little bit less than he did yesterday, but Apex start playing like we know he kind of can, it's still going to be quite deadly. Because Crystal did some cool stuff on day one with the AWP, but there is really, like, right now there's not a big comparison between Crystal and Kenny. Like, that's not a fair matchup. So it's going to come down to a lot of other people too, because Crystal certainly can't like carry it all on his own for the team. Nex had a really good second game. The first game of the day that they had, Penta, wasn't that impressive from Nex, and he has to go nuts here. He has to be, he's really able to best Apex and more.
And you have Nex right there on your screen. I mean, and that's the good point. You're bringing up the fact that Apex could step up for Titan. For me, it's Nex. If Crystal isn't going to be going toe-to-toe with Kenny, if he isn't going to be landing those entry frags with the AWP, Nex is going to be that point man. Another man who actually stood out for Penta yesterday was Strux, who is the caller for the team, who's the one calling the shots and setting up the plays, but he was also able to come through several times in the clutch for the team and win out these very tight situations and also just get frags on the board. So Penta, I'm really just happy to see how well they're playing right now on LAN, again, just because they've clearly put a lot of work into their strategies. The maps that we've seen from them so far have been impressive. They've definitely shown us that they are capable of just having a game plan and executing it, and then getting the frags on top to even make it possible. So 3D Max are definitely sad that they aren't here today, but Penta are just looking very good right now. And I think Titan, they've got that talk going, but they're definitely going to need to focus here.
Without a doubt. I mean, there is another thing that's a phenomenon that, for those of you sort of new at watching Counter-Strike, and I don't actually know if this is something that applies to other esports, but in Counter-Strike tournaments, there's a really weird disconnect between day one and day two, and it really affects people, especially people who do a lot of betting. It affects them badly, because you look at day one and you think, all right, these teams did well. Going into day two, I'm going to apply the logic that, I'm going to look at the teams that won, I'm going to apply that logic to day two, and very often that's not the case. So I actually wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I hope that Penta is going to give us a really, really sick semifinals, but I wouldn't be surprised if Titan is going to show up and be at a very different level from day one. That has happened so often in the past. A lot of teams, especially like the top tier teams, NIP famously as well, have a really hard time getting through group stages, and then once they get to the playoffs, it's a different team. So that's worth taking into consideration as well, that there could be like a level difference for a team like Titan here. But
that best of three aspect, and they clearly showed yesterday that they were able to grind out rounds and come back from being behind like that on Cash. So you're right, there is the experience there, and a best of three is very different from a best of one as well, just because you have to be able to look long term. If the first map doesn't go your way, you have to know that you're capable to grind out the next two maps and get the job done to get into the finals. So Titan have that experience. We just need to see if Penta are going to be able to go through with that, because they did look very good in the best of ones yesterday. So now's their time to shine in a best of three versus definitely one of the top teams out there.
A thing that I really enjoyed about Penta yesterday was that, for the most part, what they did looked like it was really, really hard work put into it. Like, they looked really calculated. They looked like they had done a lot of homework to make their strats connect exactly right. Especially their pistol round strats were amazing. They just had like really, really cool setups, and they ran them without hesitation. There was no fooling around. they had a plan going into it, and they executed it, and it worked.
That German efficiency.
Yeah, it was really impressive, and I want to see more of that. Like if they, like I said, they showed up really early today to get ready, and I think they have a plan going into this best of 3.
Oh, I bumped into Struxy outside, and he looked happy. He didn't look stressed at all. Didn't look nervous. He just looked like he was happy to be here. Everything is going well. They got through the groups. They're in the playoffs. So that might already be a big point here for Penta. You know, they actually made it out of the groups. They're here in the playoffs again. So they have that going for them. Now it's just a question of how far can they take it. And versus Titan as well. I think 3D Max, I mean, if it had wound up being 3D Max, Penta would have been just as comfortable. But now, you know, Titan is a team that they can have a bit of homework done on as well. And they can be prepared for them. So this is going to be excellent. Cash, though, man, what do you think about the first map? Because already we saw how Titan were a bit shaky on it yesterday. I mean, they were able to come back on their T side, which was phenomenal. But again, that was in large part due to just Kenny going completely crazy, completely nuts. So,
yeah, but I believe actually Titan chose Cash in this matchup here. So I don't know. I mean, it could also just be that Titan have had a chance to look. I mean, this is a map that they've now tested at this particular event, and they've had, like you said, the Existence had time to go through and said, this is what went wrong, this is what we need to improve. Kenny, you just keep dropping 30 bombs. Just keep, you know, that's
keep doing that, Kenny.
Yeah, keep dropping the 30 bombs, and then the rest of us, we will we'll take more care. I don't think that's an unreasonable, because they found some stuff like we talked about. The idea of holding vents and using the vent from checkered into middle as like a really, really good traffic point where you can easily rotate into checkered if something happens. You can help out B. You can help out middle if you get the right call from someone in mid that, hey, now it's time. One thing that they had a really hard time doing yesterday against 3D Max Titan was controlling the boost. Because 3D Max had a really cool strat where they sort of boosted a couple of people up at the boost spot middle and waited for a while. And then once Titan has sort of grown a little bit confident and feel like, oh, probably no one going to be boosted, and then they hit all of a sudden. So I think controlling the boost middle and making sure they use that vent a little bit more, and Titan are going to be well on their way. And then Kenny dropping more 30 bombs, I mean, it's hard to lose with that.
Yeah, that is really tough to deal with. I mean, Kenny, one of the best operators in the world, if not the best operator right now. I think the only guy who can really go toe-to-toe with him is JW. So you're talking about world-class talent right now. One thing that we have to wonder as well is whether the defense is going to get tightened up on the sites as well, because Titan did look a little shaky on the extremities there. We're going to find that out now, guys. We're getting into the knife round here between Penta and Titan to decide who gets to start on the counter-terrorist side and who will be on the offense on the terrorist side. And so far, it's looking fairly even here. Don't think it's going to be the end of the world, however. Whoever starts on whichever side, I think both teams are going to be comfortable. This is all just about hitting the ground running here. I wouldn't even be surprised to see, like, if Penta were to win it, well, that's not going to be the case. They would have gone T-side, right, just to mess around a little bit, just to say, okay, yeah, we want to get warmed up before we get into the favored side. We want to just get a couple rounds on the board and see what we can do.
Yeah, they did that day 1. Why not do it on day 2 as well? Just try and throw off Titan a little bit. But it's going to be the French-Belgian team to actually start off, and Swiss, I suppose. Well, can't forget about Maniac.
Oh, I can't forget about Maniac.
But yeah, they're going to be able to start on the CT side at the very least. So once again, a big welcome to all of you joining us here at the audience in Finland, but also, of course, over on Twitch. So thanks for tuning in, everyone. I know it's bright and early, at least in Central Europe. And if you've been watching ClutchCon as well, if you know, you could have ran a marathon where you actually watched all of day 1 of ASUS ROG and then kept watching ClutchCon because that was delayed, and then you could continue watching day 2 here. It's great planning, actually.
Yeah, just the way it works out, Anders. I mean, ClutchCon, they're just so nice for holding up their tournament just long enough to make sure that, you know, it's just a continuous stream of CS for us Euros.
We appreciate that. We definitely do. And it's going to take a couple of energy drinks probably to stay alive for that long, but fair enough.
Hey, but it's all good, Anders. I have the power.
Yeah, the power. Well, what else can be said? I hate to do this because of how much Penta showed us yesterday, but like I said, I just have like this weird feeling that it's going to be a 2-0 for Titan.
That's decisive.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be that. I think it's going to be close games, but I just think Titan are going to bring their A game. Yeah. So if I had to make a prediction, that would be it.
I'm going to have to go against you here, Anders.
Well,
I went with Penta yesterday, and I think that they're going to do it again today. I think we're going to have the beginning of a German team here, the one that can actually go here and start competing on the world stage again. It's been too long, Anders. I think Penta are the boys to do it.
Well, I would love it if that was true. I mean, they did look really well prepared yesterday, and they had some really cool games. So why not? They finished first in their group, which is in itself nuts. They were in a group with Virtus Pro and Hellraisers. They took out Virtus Pro,
exactly. They took out Virtus Pro. And that map, Mirage, I mean, both of their group matches are in this playoff bracket right now. In this best of 3, they have both Mirage and Cash.
Yes. They do have some decent maps for themselves.
Penta are very clever on cash as well. I mean, we saw that at DreamHack Winter where they were able to get just run boosts off and everything. I mean, they were showing that they had put in a lot of work, a lot of time just to preparing these maps. And these are little edges, right, that we also saw from 3D Max, which was a real pleasure to see in that group as well. You know, between 3D Max and Titan, it's two teams who really measure out their strategies, who know where everybody needs to be on each map, and they have some clever little twists as well, like that double boost mid, the patient play from 3D Max. Penta are a team that just put time in on maps to get these little edges, like the run boost up into mid or the run boost up onto A boxes like that. So we can have some very fun stuff here. We'll have to keep our eyes open to watch and make sure that Penta, you know, we don't miss anything coming, you know, clever coming out of Penta.
So actually the one thing that I'm really looking forward to in this particular game are the pistol rounds from Penta. I just want to see if they have a pistol round planned out for each individual team and each individual map. Because if you have to spend your time and beating big teams, actually focusing on the pistol round is not a bad idea. Because that's like one of the rounds you can be quite sure you get a number of other rounds based off of. So if you had to put in time and energy for it, that's a pretty good investment of your time right there. So we're going to get a chance to see it right here. First map of the semifinals, the first round starting right now. Titan, they get CT side on Cash and Penta, where you can see they're already boosting one up on the container in the middle. So there's already some sort of trick going in here. But they do have only 2 smokes and a couple of grenades, and Titan are going for a counter boost as well into mid, trying to look over, but Penta actually look oddly prepared for this. Yeah, they have 2 guys waiting over there, one behind the truck and one just behind Garage over there. They're taking this peek. Strugs is actually watching it for a push through A main right now. He still has a teammate there to watch to see if anybody's boosted up, but Penta now are going to start moving away from this. They're going to come rushing out. They have no idea that Kenny is up here. If they go walking past, they don't check right, they don't look up, this could be a disaster for Penta. But they're going to boost, and Kenny's right there. He misses the shots, though. Finally going to get a headshot. Are they going to come look for him? He's got a chance to reload here, and with that opening kill, they can't afford to give up any more to Kenny. He is missing quite a bit. They need to chase him down, and there's Crystal promptly executing him as he's trying to get more bullets into that gun. Apex going to go down as well, leaving it in a 4v3. And actually, the B-bomb side is a little bit loose on defense here. RPK's there, pistol in hand, but he's missing the shots as well. That's now Crystal making it a double kill, leaving Maniac and Existence left. And this is looking really damn good for Penta. This is terrific. I mean, look at this. Spitty's already here to catch out Existence, who was trying to go for a flank through. Existence is now going to get stopped cold. Maniac has so little HP, it's going to be very tough for him to do anything about getting onto this site. He's only got 4. They can kill him with a nade. So this is very close. Titan, they looked so solid at the beginning with that play from Kenny. It's not over yet. Existence does pick up one, but Spitty lurking towards T-spawn picks him off, and now it's just Maniac running away, and it looks like he is going to just try and make a run for it. I mean, he's got a kit. He decides to take a pit again, but take that peek again. I would have liked to have seen him just hightail it out of there, actually, to hold on to that gear, because he wasn't going to get anything done in a 1v3 like that with 4 HP. Great job from Penta, and actually you could see the crowd was excited about that one too. Really, really well played. That's not easy. When you run into a counter boost like that right off the bat and you lose a player, there could be a huge temptation to make a lot of mistakes. They played it super cool, and that was just nice. And I think that was an error on Titan's part. Existence let Kenny down in that scenario, because he was supposed to be the point man, watching from short to make sure that Kenny had the space to get things done. Existence didn't manage it, and it just fell apart from there. But already we have just the counter nade up into vent. Double kill there for Crystal to start. Kenny does manage to pick off next in the meantime, but still, it's a 4v1. Maniac once again all by his lonesome. Oh man, that was a fantastic grenade. And Penta deciding we're not going to play a slow game against Titan here. We won't get picked off slowly by 5-7s or scouts or anything like that. We're going to rush B and just, cross our fingers that it's not going to be a stack B. And if it isn't, then we're golden. And that is a risk you take. But slow playing the force-up round is also a big risk. So you've got to be careful either way. Maniac with a good kill coming in here. And he's going to pick up a rifle, but don't think he gets a K-bit now. Strux is going to take it away. So Penta doing just fine in that particular round. Talk about a great way to start, though. Double HE right at the vents. That catches the full out rotation right there from Titan. Titan's faces must have dropped at that point. Like, well, there we go. Not gonna happen this round. But Titan won't be phased. It was a rough start for them versus 3D Max yesterday. We cannot count them out of this map until basically Penta has 16 rounds. Because Titan, they have shown that they are able to grind back rounds even if they're behind. As far as Penta are concerned here, however, it is looking very good. They've got everything they need. Titan, only a few P250s to work with, and it's another B stack out of Titan. This is a strat that they've shown that they really like to use, except that this time around they've changed it up somewhat. Maniac
He's in a forward position instead of holding back from CT like we saw yesterday. This time around, they've decided to change it up and push him forward.
This time Penta are slow playing the round. And this is, I mean, actually in many ways this is a better round to slow play just because they know that Titan aren't going to have scouts. They're not going to have armor either. So you're not going to run into too much trouble. And when you take over the middle like this and you're not going to find anyone by sandbags, and look at how careful they're being. Again, there is like a level of German efficiency here, just using all the grenades, smoking off, making sure they're not going to get flanked. And Maniac actually with a good kill that he probably shouldn't have had then. Maybe a little bit sloppy on Strux, but they're going to get the bomb site regardless. And Dennis is here to pick up the kills for the people coming in through Connector. Got to be careful, and they actually will go down. So that's not cool. That's a little bit too many losses here.
Yeah, they're taking quite a bit of damage actually versus just USPs. A couple of P250s still. Losing 2 guys, this actually makes this a fairly decent round for Titan. Kenny is still alive. He's still got some firepower as well. He could lurk around here. Crystal has alerted him to his presence. So Kenny knows that somebody's on this side of the map already. Crystal has to play it careful, and I think Kenny's hearing these steps, so he's going to be able to change it up a little bit, or at least be aware of where Crystal's coming from at this point.
Yeah, it'd be nice if Kenny could get a couple of kills in some of these eco rounds here, because he's going to be buying the orb, so anything to help him fund that is a big deal. But at the end of the day, it will be 3-0 right now for Penta. So yes, a terrific start for the German team, and again, they are looking very well prepared for this. It's just a real delight. And that's actually the other thing is, especially when you're dealing with you know the second tier teams, they can have the same transformation from day 1 to day 2, where suddenly they seem much worse. So the fact that Penta are still looking prepared and everything, that says a lot about how much work they put into to this particular tournament. It's Crystal with the AWP. There's one on Kenny, but he's got no armor and no grenades either, and that's a big deal.
And I think this is actually an adjustment coming out here from Penta. They are going to try and strike at this site early. There's only one guy here, and Crystal gets the entry frag, takes out Maniac. That's it. It's going to be a short play now for Titan. They have to try and move in, but the smokes are going down to cut them off before they can get in position. Kenny trying to get a boost up here. Apex gets one, and 2 very quick kills there for Titan. Brings it back to a 3-on-3 here. Penta, they are not yet on this site. They need to get the bomb plant.
Still got more than a minute left, and Penta not afraid to slow play it. Next, trying to get the peek out quick, but RPK is there to take him down. Speedy going to fall as well to Apex. Good retake coming in right here, but it's still going to end up in a 1v1. Crystal versus Existence, and Crystal does have the bomb, but he wants to get a read on where Existence is before he tries to plant, and now he realizes he's that far away. Flash out, bomb down. Grenade not going to kill Existence regardless, not even doing any damage at all, but this is Crystal that is dictating this fight, essentially. He can just wait, and eventually Existence will have to move forward. Jumps again, smart, just getting that information at all times, and he's got the pistol out. Existence gonna swap out, and we'll get the kill right there. Clutches at the end. That's a huge round for the Belgium leader.
And Existence has been clutching all the time. He's just stepped it up again. Yesterday, the same thing happened. 1v2 clutch versus 3D Max on this very map, and Existence continues to be this bastion for Titan to rely on. Really impressed. I mean, still, in a 1v3 situation, Crystal still brought it down to a 1v1, but he wasn't quite able to secure the round there for Penta. It was way too close, but they're still going to have money to buy here, so they get a second shot in the 5th round. But now it's all about this round here for Penta. If they lose it, they're going to start losing momentum, and Titan are going to be able to get a lead.
Another big thing that round is the fact that he also could save the AWP at the end there, so Kenny has a lot more to work with. He does actually spot the counter boost out, and that's actually become more and more common for people to just automatically check there. But when it was first conceptualized and people started looking over inside B, it was a complete surprise to everyone. But I would say recently, people check that spot all the time now.
Yeah, it's the first time that I've really seen it line up, though, where somebody was actually boosting and the guy checks and nearly takes him out. I mean, Existence nearly lost his head there. That was close. So this time now, well, Penta, this time they've changed it up. Titan have shifted how they've held on the A side as well. They've got 2 guys holding on that site now. Only 1 guy in mid. It's Apex hiding behind the smoke, flashes through. He's just trying to see if he can get lucky, and there you go. He catches Nex, trying to make his way into mid. Not today, Nex. Nex is having a bit of the same experience that Apex had yesterday versus 3D Max in the beginning. Just nothing going his way in this first half.
Not quite yet. Existence in here alone. RPK's been taken down. They're just shooting through the smoke. They don't really care. He's got 14 health, and he's trying to hide inside it and get away. Kenny and Apex coming up with some good kills, but it's still a 2v2. Only 20 seconds left. There's not a lot of time, and especially not with flashes raining in as well. they're going to end up running out entirely, and Kenny's trying to cover them if they jump up here. He misses the shot, and that's going to allow for a bomb plant. Kenny wants to get in, and he's going to get taken down. Speedy canceling the plant. Now Maniac going to get the 1 kill in here. 6 seconds, 5 seconds. He's not planting. He's going for it, and he misses it. What a bold move from Speedy. That's actually not a bad idea, or he could have easily won that fight. It looked like that was a big mistake, but actually I think that was well calculated.
That was all about just, that was the power play right there. And again, it just doesn't connect with Penta there. Speedy this time, just looking for the power play. That was just going to be able to say, this is it, we don't care. We are going to, once again, reestablish dominance on this map. We don't care for the shenanigans, Maniac. You know, you may be in a 1v2, we're going to end it right here. We don't even need the bomb. And it just didn't work out. Maniac able to keep his cool and just, well, connect with the shot there.
Well, aside from the fact that Speedy didn't hit the shots, he read Maniac exactly right, because Maniac obviously knew how much time was left as well, and Maniac could have decided, if he knew what Speedy was doing, he would have run and just said, all right, fine, you know, time is on my side, I'm just going to run away. But he thought Speedy had gone straight for the plant, and then he was going to try and pick him off while he was planting, which would have been the right thing. So it's like a weird rock, paper, scissors thing going on right there. And actually, Speedy had the better call. He just didn't have the better aim that one time. But that's almost like a secondary issue at that point. It's still a really good idea.
Existence though.
Yeah, that's a little bit too much damage taken, but the Tech 9s are really good, and it's going to be a follow-up kill. They're actually not with the Tech 9, but Strux with the P250. So 2 people lost and a decent round from Penta.
And I think Existence had the money day there, so he took a lot of damage, but he certainly dealt a lot of damage to that eco push coming into B site with an HE. So not a bad start for him. Still only losing the 1. It's not the end of the world for Titan as far as they're concerned. They can keep doing that all day. 4 guys alive, 3 guys alive, and Titan will maintain the pressure. Penta, however, not enough money to be able to put together that op, so Crystal is going to have to stay to AK for now. Penta is still looking for their feet, basically. After the first 3 rounds, they've been rocked several times. Now it's all about that. Now it becomes the grind, basically. They're starting to go into Titan's element, where Titan are used to being able to fight back 1 round at a time.
Look at this really aggressive push coming out of Squeak all the way into the terrace middle, and they're going to catch Dennis. And I don't think Penta are realizing, but they're getting the kills regardless. Nexus Strux, headshot for Maniac and Kenny as both. That's really big. That double push is rare. You sometimes see one person moving up and just getting a little bit of info, but that is definitely very spectacular. Strux making a lot of noise at A and then running back now. It's going to be up to RPK. He did really well yesterday in the match against 3D Max, but he's going to have to do a lot better right now because he's all alone against 4 people and everyone else has been smoked and flashed out. Speedy will take him down without any trouble at all. And it's going to be up to Existence and Apex here, but I don't think they should try and fight this. They don't have that much money, so they got to be really careful. Maybe if they can get a really fast kill or 2, but if not, then Exits are by far the better choice.
Yeah, I loved Penta's read, however, in this round. After getting those 2 opening frags, they could very well have sped up. Titan with an over-rotation, putting a guy immediately from CT onto that site, and they even put another guy into CT as well. They were expecting Penta to just speed up for that A site and go, 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 and Penta played off of that. They read Titan like a book. They made it look like it was going to be an A play, and then they just rotated back over to B. RPK all by his lonesome. I mean, he could do the best that he could, but 1v4 it just wasn't going to happen for him there. And by that time, I mean, the man exactly Existence, who had already rotated over to the A site, he's just too late there to make the difference, to save his teammate. So Penta with a very nice mind game there to catch Titan off guard and punish a little bit of greediness there from Titan, I have to say. Titan, they could have stayed in Squeak and given themselves the option to fall back. Instead, they decided to push down Squeak slope like that. They tried to get greedy and get a couple more frags, and well, Penta showing that, okay, you know, you can catch us off guard, but if we see you coming, we are going to get the kills.
But that is the big change that's happened between first and second tier teams in global offensive recently, is that actually the second tier teams on an aim basis can go toe-to-toe with the first tier, with tier 1 teams, and that's crazy because Titan got the initial frag. That should have given them a big lead. You know, you already enter your frag, now you're 2v2 in the middle, and you have the element of surprise as well. And yep, and to just step out and kill them. That wouldn't have happened 6-8 months ago. Definitely not. The
story of Get Right, right? It used to be he could walk up behind people, that element of surprise, he'd get 3 frags, and now he gets 1 because they're just so quick now at just doing that 180 and taking you out.
Exactly right.
But still, that 1 frag, right? That 1 frag could have made the difference if Titan hadn't overcommitted.
Now Titan really can't lose this. If they lose this, they're pretty going to be ecoing. Nice Molotov in the corner here, but Maniac, he's going to dodge the fire and just sit there. And that actually works heavily against the Germans now because they think they've checked this corner and they haven't. He's still here next with a quick double kill, but the fact that Maniac's still could complete really detrimental. They almost lined up, but Nex gets the triple kill instead. I can't believe it. It's going to be down to Existence and RPK. Somehow they made it in there, and they checked the corner in spite of having essentially already checked it with the Molotov. That's some really thorough work. That would have been a very understandable mistake if they had just moved on and said, well, that corner's checked. Let's go. Let's just keep moving. Well played.
Yeah, even the fact that they lined up there, that was just way too close for Maniac. He's got to be, you know, that I would see Maniac maybe, you know, pounding the table a little bit there out of frustration, just because one more bullet could have made the difference. Could have been a double kill, and they could have been still holding on to that site. But there it is, RPK lurking over on that B site. He's trying to hold on to his FAMAS. He's going to be able to pick up one frag. Existence potentially picked up another one there mid. We went off just a little bit too soon there. So maybe Penta ended up taking a bit of economic damage there. The least that Titan can do in that situation when they've lost the site and they've lost control. But Titan now have got to start feeling a little bit of pressure, I think, because Penta have reached that 5-round mark. And we've been saying, you know, time and time again in recent times, as far as cash is concerned, it's a CT map, and we expect CT teams on an average have to pick up 10 rounds. So if Penta are already sitting on 5 rounds and Crystal's giving them the entry into this potential 6th, it's looking a little grim here for the Frenchmen. Well, the French, Belgian, you know, Swiss.
Middle European team.
Right?
I don't know really how to.
The baguette.
Yes, exactly. There's no neat way to sum up that. It's not as bad as mouse sports used to be, but still. They have a French flag. We can afford to call them French, right? Well.
Is that a thing? The baguette belt? Because, you know, countries you have the Rust belt.
It is now similar.
The baguette belt.
It is now. I think I'll go with it. Probably Twitch chat will too. Well. This is starting to feel a bit like yesterday versus 3D Max. And again, the Finnish team incredibly got 9 rounds on the terror side against Titan, which is way too much for a team of Titan's caliber to give up. But they seem to be doing it again. This time, they're actually not going to fight at B. And I think this is an intentional choice. They were hoping it was going to be A, and they could have used the AKs. But now that it's B, they say, fine, you know, we'll save the AKs for next round, and you guys get to have your round in here. And if they can stop them at 9-6, that's going to be all right. 9-6 wouldn't be such a bad score for Titan to finish on.
9-6, well, we've seen that they're able to even come back from being behind 6-9.
Yes.
Titan. So that was the point that I was trying to make earlier on, is the fact that they're able to just grind out these rounds. We can't count them out. Unless Penta were to just completely give up the ghost and Titan just start running back with the rounds from here on out. But it looks like Penta, man, they are in their element. They're very comfortable on cash by all signs here. And we go into Inferno next, another very solid map for Penta. I mean, Penta are good. It feels like both teams actually should be very good on all 3 of these maps. It kind of went for in both teams' ways with this pick ban. So, but I do have to give Penta just a little bit of an edge, because they really do look like they've got the element of surprise a little bit as well. They haven't really shown too much of what they've been able to work on here.
Well, how scared are Titan going to be if it ends up on Mirage, which they lost to 3D Max? I mean, admittedly, Alu did go completely ham on that map, but still.
They lost it to 3D Max, and Penta beat VP on that map, and completely caught VP off guard as well with some ultra aggression straight off the bat. So that could be very big. If we go to map 3, it's going to be a lot of fun. But still, Penta right now, 6 rounds on the board now, and this is going to be the big buy round here for Titan. They need to get something done here to just stop Penta. They need to slow them down. But Penta, look at this slow play as well, not giving any information mid. No, excuse me, no boost, no peeks towards A. I mean, there you have one man, Strugs, lurking around on that A side, trying to make some noise, making it look like this might be an A take. In the meantime, all 4 of his teammates are there with the bomb looking at B.
It should be really hard for Strux to make this look like a fake when he's alone. Titan should be experienced enough to be able to count the smokes especially, and also just hear footsteps. Molotov in there, gonna force RPK back. He's grenading out. He could have got killed then. He will get killed. RPK's grenade, though, to finish it off after he's gone, so that's a nice bit of revenge. Existence, again, trying to hide over at the side here. And flashes in. He's going to get some backup from Apex, but they're not exactly in a great position. Speedy, though, will get 1 kill in, and probably didn't really expect the Apex to be there. The bomb is dropped in the middle of everything, and Apex is covering it with a really good double kill. Going to flash himself in. Is he going to take the peek here? He will, and the timing is perfect. Smooth work being put in here by Apex, and it's about time as well. Strux, who was the guy initially making noise, well, he's coming in to try and clutch it. 1v2 with 15 seconds.
Oh, and they're expecting it as well. Look at Apex right now. He's expecting to look towards Sky. 10 seconds left right now. There just isn't the time for Strux. He's going to get picked off by Maniac. And this is going to shape up to be a very solid round here for Titan. 2 members surviving, but at the end of the day, they got the round on the board. They were able to stop Penta cold, and without a bomb plant either, Penta might be strapped for cash here. But this was just all Apex. This double, actually, the double stack there, because Existence got his face taken off immediately. And of course, Penta think, okay, there might have been just one guy there, and they start focusing on the other entrances to the site. That's when Apex strikes. He pounces on them, and then never lets go. He's just, you know, whipping them from side to side, breaking their back.
But now, imagine if Penta had moved in from the front like they did last time and shot through. They wouldn't have been able to return fire, both of them, because they were in front of each other, and they would have both been hit with the AK, so it's a really big risk to take. Nice opening this time. Dennis to finish off as well. It's going to be Speedy Dennis, and next to get 3 openings in the middle. Now they're making a rotation up Speedway right into the A-bomb site, but Kenny is here, and he's a bit of a sentinel. Look at that flick, no hesitation. They try and smoke him off, and they're going to get the kill right at the edge. They simply realize already that he's going to be playing at the edge of the smoke, so they don't even wait for him. They just shoot right through. Very, very cerebral play coming out from Penta. Apex getting the 1 kill. He gets the last one as well to clutch the 1v2. And that's a triple in total. He's going to go and run and pick up the AWP. So Apex, that's twice now in a row that he's been able to save his team. And he's also top fragging, tied with Crystal, who only has 1 more assist on the German team. Yeah, look at Kenny. He's asking, did you see me, Crystal? And they didn't. They just said, well, we just expect you to be aggressive and play at the edge, and we're going to punish you for it.
Yeah, that's just intuition right there.
Yeah.
Thousands of hours, basically. You're like, all right, it just guides your crosshair, right? Kenny making the difference here, picking up the first frag. But the timing for Apex is just perfect. He's able to catch Nex right after throwing a nade. So Nex didn't even have a rifle in his hand to be able to defend himself with, and then he just zeroes in on the last member there for Penta. I mean, Apex, this is what we were talking about before this match. You know, if Kenny isn't hitting the shots, Apex has to be that man. Yeah. And right now in the last 2 rounds, he has done the job. Maniac as well, landing some frags. And this is looking like a good situation here for Titan. Oh, great nade, though, by Penta.
That was not a kill that Maniac should have had in the first place. He actually got caught by how fast Penta was there. So that's kind of incredible, because when you jump in like that against the person already waiting with an AK, that should be almost certain death. So really well played on Maniac's part there. Smokes are off again. They really don't want to fight Kenny straight up. Apex going to get the 1 kill here with the FAMAS. Gets a 2nd kill. He's a monster right now. It's going to be Nex going down, and finally Crystal to return the frag, but it's probably too late at this point. Kenny waiting at the edge to finish the round. But Apex, he is really stepping it up right here. And it's not like Kenny isn't getting any kills at all. Kenny's been doing fine. He's been mostly hitting shots. He's been smoked out a lot, which is, you know, just credit to Penta for playing that way. But Kenny's been getting some kills in here as well. I
think Apex just the other night, he got the third record or third all time for highest frags in an official match, like 41 frags, I think is what he dropped the other night. Ouch. So Apex right now, we didn't see too much of it yesterday. He had a really rough time on cash. First half did not go his way. He kept just getting nades to the face, shots to the face, nothing he could do. This time around, he's making the difference, and we're going to see if Apex can bring that kind of performance here to ASUS ROG. That would be huge for Titan. And they're going to need it as well, because Penta are still sitting on 6 rounds. There's still a T-side waiting here for Titan. So they have to keep this level up, and there's Existence actually landing the shot onto Spitty, and RPK is there to clean up. That nade combo, RPK has got such good timings with his HEs.
Yeah, absolutely beautiful, and that's going to be the final kill as well. So, 7th round, finally Titan get to take the round lead for the first time in this half. And they are fighting from behind. That's worth remembering, even now as they've put a couple of really good rounds together here. They're still the ones who are essentially a bit behind. Penta have already got more rounds than they technically would have needed. Like 5 would have been acceptable. If this finished 5-10, I would have still said, pretty good job from Penta's side. 6 rounds already, and they have a chance to make it even more. They have the money for it at least. But they are fighting a double up setup now, and it feels like with Kenny opening up like that, it's not going to be so easy.
Takes out Strugs, and I think that was actually another push through Squeak. It looked like it for a second there, so aggression from Titan to catch Penta off guard. Existence, bit of an aggressive position here on the B site, trying to look through that smoke. As soon as it clears, he's going to be in position. There's the pop flash. That's like Freiberg's flash pretty much. Freiberg loves to pop that out there and take a peek in B halls, and that Existence not able to land the flick. And Penta now have an opening, but there's already 2 guys here. Although RPK gets instantly cleaned up. It's Apex coming out through vents. He gets another one. Not going to get the 3rd, but still 2 kills brings it back to a 2-on-2. And now Titan have a fighting chance at taking this from this bomb site away from Penta.
Yeah, Look at that underhand throw through. Speedy goes in, but Maniac's going to take him down. Just comes charging out of the vents. Then he's going to put down the bomb here. He's got the AK, but it's 1v2, and Kenny waiting up top. It's going to be Titan taking the round away. That looked so close to Apex getting a triple again. Like, really close. And they end up winning the round regardless.
It's looking so good right now, Apex. I mean, even this double. This one, yes, okay, but the fact that he can step in here and just quickly get that second one, and he does good damage there to Dennis as well, softens him up. What's really scary is when you come back on the cam and you actually see the players' reactions. They're just looking so cool right now. They actually look like they're starting to just feel more and more confident on that side. Now it's going to come down to Penta's state of mind. Can they actually recover some confidence? The confidence that they had at the beginning of this half when things were going their way, they need to find that again now when it's becoming a struggle for them.
Existence. He saw them coming, but they still kill RPK really quickly, and that's the kind of situation where RPK really has to play smart and stay alive, because if they have RPK in sight and Existence back here, it's going to be all right anyway. A lot of damage being dealt, but Existence with a double spray down. Bomb is down, yes, but they can't really hold a bomb site. They're getting boxed inside. Speedy trying to fight his way out, and that's a great idea. They need to be offensive here. If they are stuck inside the bomb site like Speedy is now, that's really bad. Strux might be able to help out a little bit. He's going to get the first kill in, but he's in a 1v3, and they're already on the bomb. I'm not sure he can do much here, especially not with the Molotov down. Yeah, it's the last round. He has to try and fight it, but Maniac is there, and bomb was going to get defused regardless, so pretty big comeback from Titan into the first half here. They could have had a much worse first half, but 9-6 is... like, that's a good score considering how it started.
Exactly. Considering how Penta were the ones controlling the pace at the beginning of this half. That's actually a very scary thing as well. When you get such a lead at the start of the half and then you cannot seem to really put anything together towards the end of it, then you're going to go into that second half feeling like nothing's really working. You know, you have to find your center again. So Penta, they're not looking too excited. I mean, despite the good score that they have, I think they're looking a little somber on their side. So this pistol is going to have to be big for them to give them some confidence back to work with here. But it looks like Titan, what have they got in mind? It's the full YOLO B. I love it. Titan are going to go barreling onto this side, full Glock train.
Yeah, they got the 4 armors for it. Apex already thrown all of his grenades. Good counter flash coming out, actually. Speedy going to pick up that... oh, sorry, Dennis with the first kill. Maniac with a return, but Dennis just keeps on shooting. Eventually, he's going to fall. And it is a man advantage for Titan. The bomb needs to go down quick, though, but no one's picked it up. It's actually Strux controlling it on the wrong side of the smoke here, and they put up a new one. That is some very smart play. There's a lot of time. Titan can wait this out, but, I mean, now Penta are in a decent position, and all they have to do is wait here. Try and play it smart. Look at Strux. He wants to catch someone sneaking through instead. He's going to go on the offensive, and that might be a bit too bold, but they're getting the kills. What's going on? Speedy comes through with a double kill, and Penta win the round. In spite of doing what looks like utter madness, instead of covering the bomb with the smoke up, they push through, and as you can see, Titan were not prepared.
Oh, and you can see Existence shaking his head there, half face palm moment where he's just shaking his head. He knows that they should not have been caught off guard by that, but that was the gamble from Penta, the fact that they would just do something that Titan would never expect. Titan, you could be sure, we're just waiting there for that smoke to clear so that they can go pick up the bomb. They were expecting to take the fight in CT. Instead, Penta brought the fight to them. They definitely were not expecting it. So this is now how things had to go for Penta. Saw them cracking a smile there at the end as well. Next, they're going to start feeling pretty good about things. They've got that solid start on the CT side.
Oh my God, that is such a big power play as well. Just imagine what that does to Titan's confidence. They would have, I mean, there's a strong chance Titan could have won the round by waiting. I mean, even if they try to push through that chokehold, probably Titan would have come out on top. But for Penta to go and fight them, normally you'd say that really, really reduces the odds.
Especially when they get the drop on him. They were shooting a guy in the back, and they weren't able to get the frag. He actually whipped around, did a 180, and took out that man. So, I mean, yeah, Titan should have had that in the bag. They're definitely going to be kicking themselves. Great Molotov here to force Dennis out into the open, however. He's trying to take this fight on the other side of the smoke, and he's going to get overwhelmed. Nex is still alive at the back of the side, however. Hits a hard shot there, but gets pinned down by Maniac. Crystal, however, is here in position with the scout, but he does not hit the wall bang. And now Penta, they're down a man. They're down 2 men. It's going to be to Spitty.
Oh, this is the big throwaway round of Titan getting revenge for that aggressive push last time around, that they come right back with the follow-up round, which makes such a big difference, especially when you're on the CT side like Penta is. Giving up that follow-up is really, really important. You end up economically in a very bad state.
And talk about, you know, that adrenaline rush, right? everything's going your way. You get that start, and then wham, you hit that wall right in the second round. Everything comes grinding to a halt. That is not how it was supposed to go for Penta. And now Titan, all that confidence is going to come right back to him. And look at the power play here. They're just going to walk out onto this A site and get shot in the face by Spitty, who had a scout. So there's a bit of a surprise to set Titan back a little bit, but they are not slowing down. They're going to go speeding right up into this stack. 4 members here from Penta. They have to do the damage, but they are not quite finding the frags. They're lining up for Titan instead.
Titan's quite anxious to put the bomb down quick, and that might actually have been a mistake here. They're running out of people, essentially. Apex now in a 1v1 versus Dennis. Double kill for him here, and Apex got 6 health left. He's going to go for the fight, and he wins it ridiculously. He's got so little health. 1 bullet could have sealed the deal, but Apex is there to clutch it. Now, there's a really important point to be made here. Titan had the rifles. They had control of the bomb site, almost, but there were still 2 people inside. Titan weren't under any pressure to get the bomb down as fast as they could. I think they should have grouped up and cleared the whole bomb site before they started planting. That almost cost them the round, I think.
That was way too close.
A little bit too much emphasis on putting the bomb down.
But now, I mean, well, I think Apex just wanted another highlight moment, Anders. I think he just wanted to be the hero again. It's like, go in, guys, it's clear, go in, it's all good. Now, I mean, this is a problem here for Penta. They get set back. It's another round of ego for them, so Titan are going to be able to build up some money on their side. Although they need a solid round here, Titan, because these have been costly rounds for them. They have not by any means been easy. And Strux is going to pin Apex down, gets rid of him, so there's no more clutch there, but it's just going to be next alive here. And Existence runs out of bullets. That lets RPK pick up a frag for himself. And Titan will get that, well, semi-clean round, only having dropped Apex. It's not the end of the world for them.
Well, it's going to put them in a good spot right here. Having lost that pistol, there was I mean, the chances that Penta could make it back were looking really good. It's only a 5-round difference, and the German team can finally afford to buy, including a stun gun on Speedy, which is interesting.
He has a Zeus. You know, Zeus isn't here, so he's here in spirit, right?
Good stuff. Oh, Maniac. Gonna catch out. Dennis goes for the follow-up here. If he can catch Crystal, Crystal missing the shots, but the headshot comes through with the USPS. An unlikely way to finish that battle. So it's gonna be back to a 4-on-4. If Crystal had gone down, that would have pretty been the round.
They would have been able to speed up on that. But now Titan are gathering up. They know that this smoke is gonna clear in momentarily here. There's 1 more left on Spitty. So a fresh smoke could be put down, but he is not in position to do it on that A site right now. It is only going to be Nex and Strux here to hold the fort. All 4 members gathering up for Titan. Molotov to go down, check that corner. Nobody is there. Penta can continue to hold on to their positions. Now there's one at the back of the site, and this could get problematic here. Strux gonna get overwhelmed. Nex does the best that he can, and that opens it up for Spitty, but we're still into a 2-on-2. Kenny, however, has dropped down to 4 HP. He doesn't have a whole lot of room to move.
No, he doesn't. Apex has moved up, just trying to cover an angle they might not expect, but he's going to get caught here. Speedy coming up with a kill. That's 2 for him right now, and Kenny so low on health. If they had a grenade, it would be perfect, but all they have is a flashbang. The bomb is planted pretty well for Kenny right here, but it doesn't matter. Speedy now clutching in. A fantastic triple kill here for the German player. He's going to bring it back to only a 4-round difference. They do have the time for the defuse as well. They can steal an AWP if they wanted to. Crystal, does he still have his? No, okay, they're going to steal the 1.
I think you want to grab Kenny's at that point. Might be some Kenny left on it, right? You know, some of the essence, the Oda Kenny. There you go, right? You know, that could be just giving you that little edge, Anders.
Why not? I mean,
hey, if I could use Kenny's off, pay good money to use Kenny's off. Kenny should start a business, selling skins that he's signed or something. There you go.
I mean, people sell crazier stuff on the internet. I don't see why not.
I've done 30 minutes of DM with this skin here.
Yeah, I have, no, I'm not gonna go on. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna control myself.
That's actually an idea, though. You know, the player takes a skin that they won a grand final with, decides to sell it afterwards. This is the op that carried Kenny through.
What you need then is you need actually serial numbers on the guns, like in real life, so that people can know for a fact.
It, right? Yeah,
that
screenshot, this is it.
That's a new idea. Valve put it into
Get on it.
That's not a bad idea. The gun that won the clutch in the next major tournament. Why not? Well, it's the 21st round here, and we've got just 50 seconds left on the clock. It's a slow round coming out so far for Titan, but they are starting to move into the middle, and Kenny's going to pick up Nex, who was cleverly playing in the vents. I love that play, but not going to get the most of it this time. Strux half flash, still going to pick up a kill. Grenades out as well, and it is a 3v3 now. As Speedy comes in, he saved the last round for his team. This time he's going to have to try and do it again. Kenny, not fast enough this time, but he's not going to miss twice in a row. Speedy taking another one to make it a double. And again, it's Kenny, 1v2 versus Speedy and Dennis. He's got the bomb, and he's got the B-bomb side as well. The only issue here is, by the time he gets the bomb down, they should be close enough that he can't get out again. And then he's fighting from a weird position. Oh, but this is some extremely high-level play from Kenny. This is so cool. A big risk. If someone had been close, that could have been it. He flicks and gets the shot. Now it's a triple. He needs the quad, but the bomb is planted. He did it himself. He set himself up for this highlight reel of death, and it's going to be the quad kill. Kenny making it absolutely perfect. He's not just lightning fast. He's not just got some of the best mechanical skill in the game. He is a very smart player right here.
He just walked circles around Penta, one step ahead at every turn. And there you go. That last one, he hardly even stopped for that shot. That was a fadeaway. You know, he just wanted to go for style points there at the end. But that is the power of Kenny, and having him on Titan, it's certainly a big thing. The fact that he's able to come back in a 1v2, 1v3, there it is. Entry frag for him, takes out Dennis. This is an eco round from Penta. But still, Kenny wants to continue the show. That's 5 rounds now, and 5 kills in 2 rounds. It's not too shabby.
Oh, it's going to force Penta into a really odd spot here. With just the pistols, now would be such a good time for them to have that upset round where the 5-7 and the P250 are just enough to carry them over. Maybe CSET 75 take a page out of LDLC's book here, but it's not working so well right now. And this could be close to Titan winning the first map, but this is their map pick as well, so no panic yet. It's a best-of-3 game.
Man, Kenny is desperately hunting for the guy who's been shooting at him with the USPS there. That was way too close. I thought he might see Crystal's speed on the edge of the smoke. Kenny not going to miss the, or not going to hit the shot rather when it's presented to him. Apex instead is going to pick off Nex on the A site. Nex trying to hold from CT. No luck there, and that's the 5-7 down. Now it's going to be Kenny going toe-to-toe with Crystal, but he's getting flanked in. They've got him boxed. And that is when Kenny's at his most dangerous, but Crystal lands the shot. And now they may even be able to hold on to this AWP. I highly doubt it, though, because Titan are already hunting for him, just hoofing it, trying to get over here to box him in. There will be no escape for Crystal unless he can start landing some sick shots, but he misses the first one. And now he's going to get backstabbed. He now knows there is nowhere to go.
Uh-oh, he definitely knows he's not going to get the kill either. So, I mean, brave effort and good job killing Kenny at least. But it's not going to work out like they wanted it to. That's 14 rounds for Titan here.
It's just like instant death.
Yeah.
He locks on and he's just like, oh, there's a target there. Whap. And it's just there, once that reaction kicks in, it's just so fast.
You do always wonder, don't you? What would have happened if Kenny had just gone into Quake, you know, playing Quake Live with a railgun or something like that? Would it have been like a Cypher kind of moment, just hitting 80% hit rail hits? I don't know. Maniac, though, with a good opening, taking down Dennis. And this is a round that Penta have to win. This is the comeback moment for them, and Nex is going to open up with a good kill, running it back into the middle, making a lot of noise, but Titan don't capitalize on it. They did have a player ready for it, actually, but they weren't quite confident to go and take the fight. It is a 4v4 as a result. Penta, we need that plan they had early on. We need something to work out for them. Some good damage being dealt. Grenade out as well. It's going to soften up the Titan team a little bit more. Nex coming in with a double here. It starts to take down Kenny, and now Maniac has just left. Great round from Nex here. Triple kill as well. They need a lot more of it. It's not impossible. They need to win basically 8 rounds in a row, and that could be done on Cash.
Oh, they certainly can if they can start having more rounds like this. Solid, smart rounds as well. Titan playing very carefully and just not going for punishes. I think, well, really just not really quite certain as to where the, excuse me, as to where the rest of the remaining members are for Penta in mid. They don't know if they're walking into a trap if they try and punish the guy who's up close. But still, Penta, the fact that they're able to keep their cool and once Titan commit, they land all the shots, that's the difference maker right there. And Penta need more rounds like that. And this is now, yeah, exactly, forced by territory here for Titan. They know that they have a bit of a lead, that they can afford to give up a couple of rounds, so they're willing to take a risk here and see if they can't potentially catch Penta off guard with this mixed buy that they've put together.
And they do have the Tech 9s, and whenever you have a couple of those, you never really know what can happen. Sometimes you just hit the right running shot at the right time, and all hell breaks loose. But it's going to be the classic smoke ground towards the A-bomb site for Titan, as far as I can tell. 3 of them, 4 smokes in fact, but 3 of them going to be thrown initially. And yeah, they're going to essentially cut up the bomb site on the long way, just on either side of the container. And then they're going to take the fights initially, probably boost up on the container, but no, are they? Yeah, they're going to wait a little bit and actually just run into main. So this might be a little bit slower. Crystal picking up 2 opening kills on Kenny as well. And it's going to be speedy to take down RPK. So all the effort put in here for Titan, and they get nothing for it. Triple kill from Crystal. Very nice.
And this is a strat that's Crystal, that Strux, that Penta would have recognized from yesterday, because we saw Titan throw this very strat versus 3D Max exactly down to the wire. Everything going according to plan there. If they had watched the demo Penta, they would have known exactly what was coming once they saw those smokes come out. So great play there from Penta to just counter Titan, get in their face, and not let that plan come to fruition. Now Penta, they have to be feeling pretty confident about that as well, because not only did they land the shots, but they got the read. So once you get that read and everything goes right, you're just like, okay, now they're human. Now we can actually get out there until, well, Apex shoots you in the face with the deagle. So that's going to be a little bit of a setback there for Strux. But now he can focus on calling, right?
Oh, but look at Dennis. He's playing very smartly as well. Just going to run away and try and save the gun in case they try and come through. But they can't easily pick it up, and smokes off as well. But you're right, that's a big opening kill. Man, oh man. Yeah, I mean, I think that particular smoke round is actually one that Titan have just been doing for, like, way before they picked up RPK as well. They've been doing it for such a long time that I think almost every team is going to recognize it. Sometimes they follow it up with some really cool Molotovs, but I haven't seen them do it this tournament yet. But it's possible. Now, 40 seconds left. They got the double boost in the middle like 3D Max did yesterday, just to try and see if they can get over quick, get into the middle and catch Speedy on Speedway, fittingly. But, oh, they almost manage it, and now they're going to come in through Forklift as well. It's going to be RPK to open up here. Strux needs to stay alive. That's really the most important thing at this point. And it's close. 6 bullets left. They're going to take him down. This is a disaster for Penta. The bomb probably going to go down, and that in itself is a little bit too much to give up in a round like this. But if they don't win it, if they don't clutch it here, that's probably going to be map.
The boost coming out as well, and RPK is going to take out Dennis. This is Nex alone. He has reloaded, but he gets caught in a crossfire. And that is going to be the triple kill, you're right, but also 15 rounds on the board for Titan, and they get it off the back of an eco. That did not go according to plan for Penta. That is a big problem for them here. You can see them, I mean, the sweat on the brow right now for Dennis. This is not a comfortable position for them to find themselves in here. As far as the money is concerned, they still have enough left here on Penta to get a good buy-in, but that is big. Now they have to play perfect. They have no room for error.
Shots being exchanged, and it is map point for Titan, you're right.
Oh, Kenny spotted him. They did the running boost as well.
They did the run boost, but you're right, Kenny saw it, and that makes all the difference in the world. If they can just get one pop flash in, Kenny is going to get this kill on Strux very easily. That's just a pixel making the difference. That could actually settle the map, the fact that he sees that. So it's down to the details here, and there it is instantly. And Strux wondering, how did they know? He's no way of knowing that they actually saw that coming. And that run boost is so good in so many ways, and Penta's one of the few teams that can pull it off. It's really hard to do, because if you don't practice it a lot, you're going to just fall off and waste time doing it. But if you do the regular boost, you expose yourself to way, way more risk. Like, exactly. That is a very, very low risk boost. It's just that Kenny was at the right place at the right time.
The aggression from Kenny, exactly, just the quick pace from him. That's got to be very frustrating as well, because, man, you really are setting it up to be perfect. And now look at Titan. They're going to go ahead and cut up mid here with these 2 smokes, create a wall. This is going to give them access to vents. They've already got a forward man in position towards that B site. Both members for Penta falling back onto the B site now, trying to hold. They know that they're going to be the last line of defense here. The man is going to be rotating over from A, but he's not fast enough. Dennis and Nex, however, on their own doing the damage. Apex is going to roast him, but Dennis, he gets 2 more frags. 1v1 now, and it's going to be Crystal. And he didn't manage the clutch earlier, but now with 6 seconds left, he has to win versus RPK.
Oh, and there's no time. I think the clock ticks a little bit too far. He wanted to go exactly for what Speedy did earlier, try and see if he could fight instead of planting the bomb, and then ends up costing him the round. So that's almost a round being gifted to Titan then, but I mean, Penta are going to take whatever they can. That could have easily gone horribly wrong.
Now Titan with a bit of a mix. Well, obviously they will have held on to a little bit of gear from the last round, and they're going to decide to go for a buy off of this. Okay, then Titan they know they have a couple more rounds to play with, so they are really willing to take these risks. I mean, they won an eco round, so why not? A couple guns here that can make the difference, and they know that Penta right now are hurting as far as the money is concerned. Very low buy on Penta's side, but I like this boost coming out here from Nex.
Yeah, this is actually a boost. I think the first time I saw this was actually in the NA scene, because North American teams are really, really good at playing cash, and I'm pretty sure that they sort of they came up with that one first. It's such a simple one, so it's not like it takes like a huge amount of thinking, but it works really well because you're so focused checking all the other angles when you come into main that one is probably one you won't be checking. But it does also commit two people to, like, one of those people isn't really doing anything on the rest of the map, so you do give up a lot to do it as well, and that's worth considering. You can see as a result, the middle is largely undefended at the moment for Penta.
They really are. I mean, they're playing it very passively. It's like Crystal, I believe, holding, just like hanging around outside a connector, making sure that they can't push through. This is it. They've given up control of mid, fresh smoke down there, and it's just about to clear, actually, so Crystal now is just going to be holding this line. It's just 2-1-2 here, about as hard as it gets for Penta, and they're cut in half at this point. Rotation going to be coming out here for this A side, however, but Titan could be just setting it up because they have the lurker. Spinny turns around and catches Maniac, though. So where do Titan go now?
I don't know. Apex looked like he was in such a surgical position just a second ago, but now it's going to be a little bit weird, isn't it? They're falling back with 10 seconds. They're going to give up the round.
Well, that's awkward.
I think if Nexus structures and the A bomb side, as we can tell on the minimap here, if they had taken a step back so that they would have exposed themselves to Apex, and he gets that kill, then the round is go. Then they're just going to be lightning fast in the A bomb side Titan. But it never happened, so they just ran out of time. A little bit awkward, actually. And they got to be careful now. They don't get any money for losing that round. The 3 people alive have nothing. So if they don't get a bomb plant and lose the next round, they're going to be in a really weird spot. This is turning into a strange game. I mean, look at Titan's money. They just don't have that much.
They keep going for 4 spies, but they are losing rounds now. So even if this round doesn't go their way, they maybe eco one. And, well, that was a fantastic kill from Kenny. Once again, just such a quick boost to the top. And he manages to catch Spitty before he can get to short. That is a big kill right there for Titan. That's going to give them some leeway here. The counter boost, however, Crystal looking for it. Unfortunately, he does not hit his shot. Missed opportunity there for Penta to bring things back to a 4-on-4. Instead, Titan, now they maintain that man advantage. They're really expecting the aggression out of Penta right now as well. They're expecting Penta to push.
It does still show you how much work they put in. The fact that they even envisioned that maybe Kenny was going to go back to the ice cream truck back there, still going to be working in favor of Titan. It's 15-12, and look at Kenny just running into the middle. Very aggressive style coming out right now, which is what he's so well known for. And he is just ready and waiting, seemingly aiming through the box. If it had been flushers, no doubt there would have been a lot of gifts of it that exact moment. Crystal going to be going down and spraying through here. Apex not hitting a single bullet, it seems, and it is going to be a 3v4. 30 seconds left. They're going to chase him down. RBK comes charging in with the Rec 9, and it's going to be Dennis and Nex left here. 2v3, and there's no time to save. They have to fight this. 1v3 for Dennis now. He flashes himself in, tries to get the kill, and they almost line up for him. But now the bomb is down as well. Clock's ticking against him. He flashes once, but he's caught in a very funky position and has to just run away. He doesn't have to fight the guy in truck. Just take care of the guy in sight and then see if you can get that defuse in. There's the 1 kill. He's got the smoke as well. Puts it up and just holds it down. 3, 2, 1. Existence not realizing. Dennis, he finishes it. 1v3 with a victory. That's so big. And Existence can't do anything. A huge round from the German team.
Magnificent. He's able to just thread the needle there. I mean, again, Existence, though, maybe not quite on the money as to where that bomb was planted exactly, seeing as how he wasn't in position on the side. He was holding all the way back from CT, but the fact that Dennis has this smoke pretty much makes everything right here. It makes everything possible. Existence also can't know how quickly he got on that bomb as well, because there's a smoke and a Molotov going up at the same time. That noise would have covered the sound of him getting on that bomb. So a lot of things going Dennis's way in that round. Penta right there, man, they got to be counting their lucky stars. But now it's what, 2 rounds? 2 rounds difference?
Yeah.
This is feasible for Penta.
Oh, it's very, they can definitely get the overtime. There's no doubt about that. What was so cool about that 1v3 from Dennis is that some 1v3s sort of essentially come down to just straight frags, like aim. You just out-aim the last 3 people alive and you get some really, either good or lucky headshots, and that's it. This 1v3 was actually won by Dennis from sheer decision making, and that's one of the reasons why Counter-Strike is such an amazing game. If he had kept fighting over by a truck, he would have definitely lost the round. If he had chosen to take the fight with Existence at the end instead of putting the smoke down, could have ended up losing as well. There were a lot of things he could have done horribly wrong, but he made some very, very cool calls. And you have to consider, they lose the first map if he makes a mistake. There is a lot of pressure. This is not a team that is anywhere near as well versed in LAN as Titan. It's not even close. So there's so much pressure on you when you're playing that. You have just a split second to decide exactly what you're going to do, and you have to do it right then and there. So that was just a very, very nice reel there. I love it.
It shows how even these teams are as well, just because at the beginning of this map, I mean, it was Titan winning these clutch scenarios, and now when it mattered most, Penta were finally able to get one to go their way. And that's the difference maker when you're talking about teams this close, at least right now in this best of 3, this close in caliber. These kinds of clutch situations make or break a best of 3. So there it is. Penta finally have one go their way. They're finally able to start putting some pressure on Titan again. I mean, Titan have been in these back-to-back buy, like force buy scenarios.
Yeah.
That's going to put them on notice. And again, just a force buy out of Titan.
They don't have the money for it. They're going to have to try something. If we can bring up the graph real quick, how many rounds have they lost in a row? All right, so this is lost 3 in a row. So actually their round loss bonus is going to be pretty decent for the last round at the very least.
They still have 1,000, so they'll be all right.
And that's the big difference, because if they roll at 0 now, that 4-round loss bonus would not be enough to get a real buy-in. They maybe could go for Galils and Tech-9s and something weird, but yeah, they're going to be good for the last round, and that makes all the difference here. But I think it's going to be a pretty explosive round towards A. They have 3 Molotovs, so they might try and firebomb at Crystal. Simply say, you're not going to be standing behind that container at all. Yeah, so they smoke off main exactly like this. Yeah, firebombs right over the container. Crystal waiting in the back here. Strux has a big role to play. Dennis goes down, so does Strux. Oh, Penta. This is the round that they can't lose. To lose the map is one thing, but not to a force-up round like this. Crystal trying to see if he can get him back here, and he's going to get the kill. Speedy picking off Maniac. It's a 3-on-3, but they're all very tagged up, and the bomb is ticking away. Crystal running through with a pistol. How does he get the double? It's now a triple RBK. He comes through, but he can't do anything, and the bomb is going to get defused. That's absurd. That's ridiculous. Crystal should not have got that home, but he does.
At this time of all times, when we've been kind of criticizing Crystal for his consistency or for his inability to pick up these frags, this time he delivers back-to-back clutch scenarios here for Penta. And now Titan are the ones shaking their heads, wondering what is going on. How are we getting so close and we're not able to close this map out? They have the money because of that plant to get a full buy-in, but Penta have the money as well.
If you look through the Counter-Strike manual, absolutely nowhere does it say that you should give up AWPing and run in with the USPS at point-blank range to try and kill 2 people when the bomb is down. And oh, the opening again here. Titan, it's Maniac and Kenny to get a double opening. They got that last round and still ended up losing, but this time they have significantly better equipment to try and handle the situation at Penta. It'd almost be heartbreaking if they end up losing here at just at the verge of overtime. Having
battled back. There's the pickup by Crystal, just gathering gear, making steps. Doesn't care if they hear him stepping right now. If there's a flank, or no, Strux is just holding aggressively in A main, but they would check that angle. Titan, right now it really is looking like Titan. They've got B in mind, and Crystal, he's still peeking around, but this is timing. And it looks like he took just a little bit of damage there. There's the follow-up peek, and he's going to get sandwiched in. He can't hit the shot. He's missing them left and right, but he's still able to get out, get back to the site, but he's going to get hunted down. Kenny is not there to let him get away. Next, however, gets stopped as well. RPK hits the headshot, and it's all down to the last member. 1v5, and Strux at least hits that shot to give himself a chance.
I can't believe it. Like, a few pixels more and Crystal would have picked up both RPK and Kenny, and it would have been a 3v3. He literally leg shot 2 people in a 3v5. That is almost unbelievable, but it's going to be Kenny to finish it. Triple kill for him. What a round and what a game overall here. Penta so close to overtime. Titan, though, showing some real promise. Kenny and Apex, that combo is still, that's completely lethal.
That is dangerous. It is very dangerous. But for the fact that Penta were able to push them again, man, Cash, Titan have got to feel like they need to put some more work in on this map, because it has been close both times. Yeah. Real nail biters in both cases. And yet, in both cases, Titan at the very end were able to close it out. So it says something. Going into Inferno now, man, this is going to be amazing. This is going to be such a fun scenario.
I'm hugely impressed by pretty much everyone playing this game. Crystal had some sick moments, and again, Penta, just their decision making is just so good.
It is.
It's
it
incredible.
Really is.
Well, it's going to be the next match coming up. We'll obviously have just a few seconds to talk to the analyst desk as well. But this is a really good way to start the semifinals here at the second day. But Richard, tell us some more about this game that was just on screen.
Fucking A.